Quick shout out to my Patreons who keep this channel going. You can join my Patreon down in the description below. What's guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're reacting to the 14th episode of Moriarty the Patriot. This one's titled A Scandal in the British Empire Act 3. It's our first three-parter we've had. A lot of the first season dealt with two-parters, but Irene Adler deserves a little longer of a arc. I don't know if this is going to be the final one. It seems like it could be the final one, but we might even get a part 4 out of it. I don't know. It seems as though we could be wrapping up here since we have our deal. Adler has a deal with Albert and James Moriarty as an organization, essentially, with the three of them kind of combining to make James Moriarty. After a brilliant display by Albert. Albert's I don't know how much he necessarily planned the ball and everything that went on with it, or if it was a joint venture with William and such. But it was Albert's moment to really show how serious he is in this and how much of a integral part in this he is. He absolutely is worthy to be called one of the three Moriarty brothers in this instance. And I was hoping that he would get a moment like this because he was an interesting character in the first season. And I thought, there's a moment here where he's going to get his moment to shine because he's always been just, creepily in the background, just always present, but never really taking action himself. So to see him have his moment here with the ball was fantastic. And yeah, we eliminated Ronald Rawlinson, who had been burning down... he burned down a theatre for insurance money, didn't care about who was in it, just wanted the money out of it, because insurance scam. And, yeah, even though he's killed in the middle of the ball, everyone just goes about as if nothing happened. It was just brilliant to see that, and see Adler's, recognition from that. Incredible. We also learned what the actual nature of the documents were. It wasn't something that was just to blackmail the monarchy, which is what Adler had originally been going for. She wanted something to just blackmail the monarchy in order to invoke actual change in society, because her goals aren't too dissimilar from what Moriarty wants, to an extent. And she just happened to pick the wrong document, really, and found something that was way too hot to handle, and it revealed the British government's involvement in starting the French Revolution, which is a very, very interesting concept and would have been happening around about this time. Britain does have reason to incite the revolution to an extent. I don't think that there's serious historical precedent for it, but in theory, Britain and France, obviously, long-time rivals. At this point in history, for the French Revolution, it would make sense because the French helped fund the American War of Independence, and therefore we could be quite bitter about that if we knew about that and knew the full extent to which France had helped out the United States. So getting revenge by inciting revolution in their country could do something bad, but the French Revolution ultimately was kind of problematic because it showed how easy it was to topple a monarchy and to incite revolution and to bring chaos and terror and everything with it. And a lot of the European monarchies at the time looked at that and oh hell no, we're not letting that happen here as well, because all the other monarchies were oh god, that could be us in a minute. If this idea spreads and becomes very popular amongst our people, what's to stop them from leading a revolution, right? So, as much as the British government would want to start the revolution, it's also kind of backfiring on them because it's it fuels anti-monarchy narratives, essentially. And that's something that I think even nowadays, the monarchy is very conscious of nowadays. We know that because of their recent efforts in trying to maintain public appeal to an extent. And I think recently with the death of Prince Philip, right? Philip? Yeah, Prince Philip. I don't even know our monarchy that well, honestly. I think that was another sign of just how strong the support for the monarchy still is. And we kind of saw it with the Queen's Jubilee and such in recent times as well. But again, the death of a very, very important royal, one of the most high-profile royal funerals I think we've had since Diana, really, right? I don't remember Diana or her funeral at all. That was not for my time. But that's something that my parents obviously would remember quite significantly. But yeah, I think even now, the monarchy, and the royals as a family are still generally in public favor. Although obviously the the Harry and Meghan thing is an issue. Prince, well, what's the fucking no sweat guy? Andrew, was it? I think that was him. Um, yeah, there's still some contentious issues with the monarchy. There always will be, but I think generally we're in favor of monarchy still, just because of the conscious efforts to maintain that. But anyway, that's a completely different topic. So Charlotte learns all this from Adler, and she wants to get the documents back because she's made a deal with the government. Sherlock knows that's a lie, but knows that he can't really stop her. He can't really do anything to help her, so he has to just go along with Moriarty's plan, essentially. I think he kind of knows that it has to be the Lord of Crime that he's been coming up against in recent stories as well. He knows it has to be them. So I think he might try and use this opportunity to learn something from them. Whether that will go according to plan or not, who knows? But it very much seems like we're building up to the finale of the Adler arc, which is going to be a shame because I'm going to miss Irene Adler as a character. But it's been a very, very good story so far. And again, why I love this show so much is very much encapsulated in this arc. So, as per usual, is a time-based format access here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture in picture, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all Patreon picture access I do on the channel, which is everything from the seasonal lineup, as well as Patreon request shows, such as Log Horizon, World Trigger, and Symphogear G, which we've got going on this season, with Log Horizon transitioning to Season 2 at the end of the month. Beginning of May, it should be the first episodes of Season 2. We also have movie reactions with Your Name and Wolf Children already available, and Weathering Review the movie coming later on as well. You can find the timer versions here on YouTube, Weathering Review coming later in the month, but Patreon has the full picture in pictures. Here on YouTube we have two timer based, so bottom left of the screen you'll see a time for the episode. I count down 3, 2, 1, play. Then on play, start the episode, I start the episode, and we should be in sync. Watching this one on Funimation as per usual since they licensed it. We have the Bandai visual logo, then the Funimation logo to start, so it's about 11 seconds of logos. I'll call them out as I go past, but you can also use screen flash on my face, the mic, or this part of my headset to tell when the scene transitioning, and that should help you sync it up quite easily, especially with Bandai visual to Funimation logos being very, very apparent. So, with all that said, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Bandai visual. Funimation. Cheers. Here we go. Long fade in as per usual. Alright, yeah, we blow up her house as well to get her to reveal that. So yeah, made quite the mess. And that's the narrative, alright. It's Adler. That's the Sherlock. OP time. Still love I love the visual style of this OP so much. I still don't know. I'm still favoring the first season's music though. It's close. But visually this one's very impressive. Can't wait to see more of Mycroft as well. Don't know who that was that we were fighting there for a second. I wonder who this is as well. Alright. I mean, yeah. Who else could it be, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, what's your plan then? Or are you planning for him to show up? Mm-hmm. What you thought around this? I love it. Hmm. Okay. What a creepy place to meet up. You gotta love it, huh? He's always gonna intervene. Oh shit. Okay. Mobilized a lot. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. James Moriarty. Unfortunately, that's a name shared by three people. Oh, I love it. I love their interactions so much. Hmm. Yeah, I think that's pretty true. Hmm. I mean, it does specifically refer to William, but. Oh boy, I love it. Love it so much. How about Mycroft? But yet here she is before you. Hmm. Oh shit, they're bringing Robespierre into it. Okay. He was a British agent? Alright. It's a nice way to work that in. Mm-hmm. It depends. There are many different versions of Britain. And try and have some control over Mycroft. That's pretty nice. Mm-hmm. 1 in 3. Oh shit, we're revealing it to Mycroft. Okay. Mm-hmm. Reign of Terror. It kind of backfired on him though. Mm-hmm. Because it very much wasn't back then. But Reign of Terror and the guillotines. I love how they're working this in. Mm-hmm. Can't believe we've revealed this to Mycroft. Yeah, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't have to reveal themselves at all. Mm-hmm. That's that's insane to be able to have that. British government does not care about your illegal activities. That's something. Right, yes. Why? Yeah. Okay. Oh. Oh, it's a Holmes member. Oh boy. I love how they're working all of it together to atone for the former homes. That's pretty nice. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's fucking awesome. That's so good. Mm-hmm. Oh, and how she's quote unquote dead, I'm guessing. Well, you actually have. Oh shit. Well, as believable as they can with it, I guess. Is he actually going to? Do you believe she's dead, though? He's just gonna burn it. He knows. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, fake for them to pull up. Mm-hmm. Okay. What name are we gonna give her? James. Okay. No. They're not gonna actually try and pull James Bond out of this, are they? They're not gonna make her James Bond. Surely not. They're not gonna be that stupid with it, right? Come on. They're not going to. I mean, short hair fits the rest of the group, I suppose. Goodbye, lipstick. Wow, they actually went there. Okay. So James Bond is a secret member of the Moriarty family and their dealings. Okay. I didn't actually think they'd go there, but as soon as she said Bonds, like, come on, no way. They're really trying to wrap as many things into this as possible. I love it. You got the French Revolution, Robespierre being a Holmes family ancestor. Now Irene Adler is James Bond. I guess this would predate the whole 007 moniker. It's like the whole idea of 007 didn't go this far back, did it? I can't remember, actually. I don't think it did, but... God, this is a fucking good arc, though. She'll be back at some point, I imagine. Oh, shit. What the fuck? The Phantom of Whitechapel. Okay. The Phantom of Whitechapel? Interesting. That's gonna be a fun story, isn't it? God, that was so good. That was so good. Such a... so good to see this story. Now, let's look at this preview again. Because I actually want to pay attention to some of these things to see if I can guess where this is going. Slit throat. That's... Is that James... I guess that's James Bond now. Formerly Adler. Was that say City and what? Actually, let's go off of Funimation Player, because Funimation Player is not the right player to be scrolling through like this. That's the one thing I hate about Funimation, is their player is nowhere near as good as Crunchyroll's. I wish it had Crunchyroll's player. It makes it so much easier to scroll through things. But whatever. But let's see here. City and what? Let me just slow it down as well. There we go. So yeah, slit throat, woman. Bond making an appearance, it would seem. City and Suburban Bank, okay. Someone angry and shooting. Ability. Phantom of Whitechapel. I mean, the only thing that comes to mind with seeing like the slit throat of that, looks like she might have been a woman of the night. So I'm thinking maybe they could do something to do with Jack the Ripper. I don't know if Jack the Ripper was really the right time for this, right? Was Jack the Ripper... no, it's gotta be Jack the Ripper, right? Unidentified serial killer active in largely impoverished areas in and around the Whitechapel district of 1888. He was called the Whitechapel Murderer and Leather Apron... Yeah, I mean, it has to be. It has to be Jack the Ripper story, Whitechapel, and the slit throat. Like, the slit throat immediately gave it away to me. There isn't the, what's also widely, kind of like, one of the other things, I don't know if this was for all his killings, or if this is something that pop culture kind of made up, with regards to his killings, but, like, he would, like, cut the mouths, like, almost like Joker style, basically. I think that was... I don't know if that was just a certain interpretation of Jack the Ripper, or if that actually was how he did certain of his killings. But I think there was, like... He had a method until, like, he got to his, like, final killings, and then things kind of went a bit weird and, like, different. But, like... We still don't know... We still don't know who Jack the Ripper actually was. Like, that's crazy. The fact that we don't actually know the full details about Jack the Ripper, who he was, why he did everything he did, specifically who he killed and how many he actually did end up killing. Like, we don't know, and that's crazy to think of. It's actually crazy. But looks like we are going to be covering a story about it. So how long has James Bond been a thing? This was first publication. Yeah, it's like 1950. So this is very much a newer thing. What about the moniker of 007? I guess that also would have came about with this, right? Yeah, and it's just based on information. So yeah, it's kind of interesting how they get the original name of James Bond this late, this early into the history. It's kind of interesting how they do that, but turn Irene Adler into James Bond. That's something. I mean, she's master of disguise as well, so I assume she's going to be able to pull it off. I guess we'll see what that ends up looking like. God, like, what a weird storyline. Like, this is probably the most unique take on Irene Adler I think I've ever seen. Like, and the way we've wove this story together to involve the French Revolution, James Bond, is just fantastic. I really didn't expect it. And to turn James Moriarty into a group of three, which we were kind of already setting up with the first season, but now we've kind of, like, confirmed. Just incredible. An absolutely incredible take on it, and it continues to be why I love this show so much, because it's so well thought out. Like, yes, it's like taking a lot of stereotypes of British culture and like trying to mash them all together, but it makes sense. Now, James Bond was a bit of a push. They didn't really need to make her James Bond because, you didn't need that. But, wrapping in the revolution made perfect sense considering the importance of everything. And now I see why they have this blonde figure that's just with a blindfold on the right hand side of Analyst's cover page. That makes so much more sense now. Holy shit. I love it. And yeah, the reveal to Mycroft. Like that entire scene of Albert and Lewis is the other one. I always forget his name, unfortunately. He needs an episode to shine now. Like, William has already had many, many episodes. We know William. Albert got his moment to shine this arc. Louis needs his episode to shine, to set him apart and show him as the third Moriarty brother, because at the moment he's just been supportive. He hasn't really done anything of his own or something which he kind of led. So I'm hoping that we get a story focused more around him, because I feel like that would be very, very interesting as things go on. Yeah, this is just... I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving this. The reveal to Mycroft was fantastic. Getting the British government's consent, like, we will not interfere in anything you do, provided it still feels like you are working to the betterment of Britain. Oh, that's quite an agreement to make. And now we're going to be dealing with Jack the Ripper? I wonder if they are actually trying to identify them, because that's the thing with Jack the Ripper. He was never identified. We never knew who he was. Who are we going to imply then? Are we going to imply that that was something that... Because here's the thing about Jack the Ripper specifically. He didn't go after nobles. He went after women of the night. And so, to an extent, that does not benefit Moriarty's goal at all. Unless it's to incite fear in your populace. Reign of Terror and everything that went on with that. But it feels like a bit early to start instigating that aspect of it. So I wonder why they do Jack the Ripper now. Unless this is going to be more of a Sherlock-based story. And something he has to contend with. Or as a means of starting James Bond. And his journey, maybe. I don't know. I'm really curious to see how they're going to go with this. I'm loving this show so much. Like, this is one of my favourite shows of the season. Hands down. No questions about it. And I kind of said this ever since first season started coming out. well, the first part of the season, I should say, because this is a multi-core show technically. God, the direction they're going with this is actually quite genius, and I'm loving every single moment of it. So, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the ones my side did. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments what you thought of the episode. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well to see next week's episodes. We start Jack the Ripper apparently, as well as the rest of the Spring 2021 lineup you can find here on the channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.